Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I want to apologize initially for my lack of experience, so thank you ahead of time for your patience while I get used to this part of my new role as chairwoman. So everything will stay pretty much the same. There'll be just a little bit of change here and there, but I will make that clearer what we're doing differently. So we'll get started with an invocation and the pledge to the American flag. I was brought up in a military home where we were taught that we had one God and one flag to bear allegiance to, and that's what we'll be doing from this point on in this meeting. So I will start us off with a prayer. Dear Lord, we humbly come before you seeking your wisdom and guidance. Grant us clarity of thought and unity of purpose as we work together to make decisions for the good of our county. May our hearts be aligned with your will, and may our actions reflect fairness, compassion, and a genuine commitment to serve others. Bless this meeting and the people we represent so that all we do brings honor to you. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's stand and do our allegiance to the American flag. Mark and Liz.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. So I will now call to order our regular meeting of the Walker County Board of Commissioners on January the 9th, 2025. Deputy County Clerk, please take a roll so we can establish a quorum.
Commissioner Blakemore.
Present.
Commissioner Askew.
Here.
Chairwoman Teams.
Here.
Commissioner Hart.
Here.
Commissioner Wilson.
Here.
A quorum has been established, so at this time I wish to state that the agenda needs modifying to remove the restatement of the pension plan that is up for consideration by this board later in the agenda. This removal is necessary because our secondary counsel has discovered the plan language is not in compliance with federal regulations or ERISA guidelines. It was established in 1973, well before ERISA was in place. So we must first get the plan document language in compliance before any revisions can be made legally. It is the intent of this Board of Commissioners to complete this action as soon as possible. In addition, a modification is needed to Resolution R-007-25 to appoint a member of the Walker County Water and Sewage Authority. The modification is to add a reappointment to a seat at that board. The updated documents are in the packets that the board has received earlier today. If the board has no objection, I make a motion to approve the modification of the agenda to remove the restatement of the pension plan for employees of Walker County and the addition of one reappointment and one new appointment to the board of Walker County Water and Sewage Authority. That was my motion, so I need a second.
Second.
Commissioner Askew has a second. Is there any discussion?
No way.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion was made by Chairwoman Teams and seconded by Commissioner Askew. Therefore, the motion to modify the agenda is approved. Thank you. Now we have to approve the agenda. So once we approve the amendment of the modification, we now have to approve the whole agenda. Therefore, I make a motion to approve the agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
So moved by Commissioner Hart. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The motion was made by Chairwoman and seconded by Commissioner Hart. Therefore, the motion to approve the agenda is passed. Now we move to our public hearing. We only have one item in that section. It's Ordinance O-01-25 to amend Chapter 34, Utilities of the Code of Walker County. This is the state community connectivity plan regarding broadband internet access. It will expand our internet accessibility because it will allow more providers of internet services to come into our county. The state offers funding for these providers, but only if our county adopts the state community connectivity plan. It costs us nothing to participate while bringing great value to all of our all of our communities. Does anyone from the public wish to speak on this matter? Oh, thank you. No one in the audience wants to speak? Okay. Then I have to go back because I made a mistake, which I knew I would, so thank you, Commissioner Askew. We have to approve the minutes of the regular scheduled meeting held on December 19th, 2024 at 6:30. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Commissioner Hart approved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner, what's your name? Commissioner Wilson. I'm just teasing. Commissioner Wilson approved, seconded that. So the minutes from the December 19th meeting are approved. So thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't vote?
We have to.
Oh, I apologize. Yes,
No,
that's
you're
right.
fine.
So
You've
all
got
in
a motion
favor?
and a second, yeah.
Right, we have a motion, we have a second. Now all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so now they're approved.
There you go.
Thank y'all for your help.
Good.
All right, so the next item then is public comment. We welcome anyone who would like to speak on any topic. Please remember that you will have 5 minutes to speak to the chair. In accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, all comments should be directed to the chair, and the chair will conduct a dialogue if other commissioners should be included. Also, please remember that you may not yield your time to any other person. So you are now invited to come to the podium. Anyone would like to speak? Mr. Pope? Thank you. Okay, I gotta remember to do this now. Hope I don't mess this up. You tell us your name
Jim
and,
Pope.
thank you.
Are y'all going to vote on this, changing the meetings to 1 tonight? Meeting?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
we
it's
are
an
voting that
action
tonight.
You're going to vote on it tonight?
Yes, sir.
Well, I was just wanting to make a comment. In the last year or two, these district commissioners, they have got a 40% pay increase. Is that right, Mark?
I don't know
I
the.
couldn't tell you.
I don't, I'll respond.
Okay, thank you.
That number is not in my experience. I don't know if I can say yes or no to that. There was an increase by the state, but I
Yeah.
believe it was $760, and that
Yeah.
was not 40% of their current pay, so.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make. Your pay is going up 40%, and the public comments are coming down by 50%, since you're cutting the meetings in half.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I will respond to you when
Yeah,
you finish. Sure.
so I would just like to encourage you to keep it 2 meetings per month. That's my
I understand your concern. And one change that you'll see, we will have a short dialogue with whoever speaks. We're not going to wait till the end of the meeting. We're going to address things as you bring them to us. My comment for you, Mr. Pope, is I hear your concern. There's many others that have that same concern
Oh.
too. I believe that we should try it because with me being new, I think it will help me have a little bit more time. Like this week, Joe and I had literally 2 days to prepare this, but that was a lot because of the holiday. But if we continue on the 2-week schedule, it's a short time frame to turn around a large agenda. I intend to make myself available to anybody, I mean, I am available right now, to anybody that wants to come into my office and speak. Really, my office should be the first place that people come to. If I can't resolve their issue or help them, then I'm not going to take your time. I know I'm into your time, but don't worry about that. It's okay. I want everybody to know that I'm there to come to first, and I will
Yeah.
do my very best to resolve any issues that people have. Then anybody is still welcome to come here and talk to the board, absolutely. I hope that helped a little bit, Mr. Pope.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're keeping an open door policy
Yes.
in your office.
Yes.
But I'm talking about a meeting. I just hope you keep it at 2 meetings per month.
I hear you. Thank you for your
Okay.
comments.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see if I can work this thing again. Nope. Nope. There we go. Okay, anyone else? Please come up.
Doing this again, apologies.
Hello, just tell us your names.
Hi, I'm Jen Testa, and this is my husband, Don Testa. It's good to see all of you again. Good to see you too, Tina. So we normally have come before you because of Rock Spring Resort, and that's been a fun project that we've had the chance to work on renovating. We got word about 3 months ago that Pie Slingers was closing in Rock Spring, and it closed. And that was not something we wanted to see happen. So 3 months ago, we gave Jennifer McSpadden a call to find out what was going on. And her father is 85 and in Oklahoma, and she was trying to go back and forth the last 2 years to take care of him and to run a restaurant. And anybody who's ever run a small business, you cannot run most of them from afar, and you definitely can't run a restaurant from afar. So about 3 months ago, we stepped in and just started managing day to day. We were able to get all the employees brought back to work and able to reopen within like 2 weeks. So I'm not sure the public even realized that there'd been a closure, and then it was opened again. And this month, we'll take ownership of Pie Slingers. We've gotten through all the alcohol permits and the food permits and all those kind of things, but we just wanted to invite everybody to come see us at Pie Slingers. And we also wanted to announce that, we've got kids at Rock Spring Elementary, and we really think there needs to be more for kids to do around here, especially in the wintertime. So we are working right now. We're going to be opening a free arcade at Pie Slingers that'll be free for you to bring your children and to enjoy some inside family fun. So
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. That's awesome. Anyone else like to address?
Y'all know me, I'm Beverly Foster.
Hi, Beverly. How are
Miss
you?
Beverly, that means you really know me, Miss Beverly. We want to announce this wonderful thing that's happened in Walker County. This is the 60th year anniversary of racial integration in Walker County. And we are so happy. If I start crying, y'all just, somebody know CPR? We so happy that in Walker County, it was a beautiful transition that was done mostly by the schools. Everything went well. We had a couple hiccups. But our first thing, this will be the first time that we celebrated it in Walker County, and I think it's the 60th year for all Northwest Georgia. Remember, I put that word, I think, because I think we were all on the same line. But we're the only county so far that's gonna do a celebration. But people have been calling me and said, Beverly, can we kick in? I said, yeah, follow me. Yeah, fine with me. But our first thing we're gonna do is on January the 25th at 3 p.m., if the snow don't come, we're gonna have our viewing of our film, Let Us Tell Our Story, done by a professor at Berry College, a documentary film, and it'll feature the Marsh House and the Presbyterian Church and African Americans of Walker County telling their story the way it was before integration. And then at that film, Miss Angie has agreed to say a few words on how she feels about it and everything, and so it's a few other people. But and so that film will be at 3 p.m. and it's sponsored by the Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union, by Walker Rocks, and by the Presbyterian Church. So we got a lot of sponsors, and so we'd like for everybody to come out and see it. And then in July, we're going to have a exhibit that is funded and sponsored by the National Parks Military Park. It's called the African American Civil Rights Network, and they send down a good hunk of money for us to do a big exhibit on it. So we're gonna try to get that together and have it in the museum. We gotta have it up by July, so we counted rolling on it. And a lot of oral histories. And then in October, we're gonna have a big banquet celebrating what we call our trailblazers, those African Americans who were fearless enough to walk through the doors of those all-white schools and be the first one or two to walk through those doors. And we're calling them our trailblazers, and we're gonna give them awards for their bravery. So if y'all would celebrate with us, because we didn't have all that mess they had in these other counties, all that marshing and mess and ugly stuff. It was a nice transition. The schools did a wonderful job. The schools are helping me now. They're giving me all the yearbooks for the first 10 years of integration. So we'd like for y'all to come out and just join us if you can.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hey, I'm Karen Deck, and I'm glad to be here tonight. This being the first meeting, I'm just excited. I want a positive attitude for Walker County. I want a united front. There's enough division in the world, and together we need to keep strong. I'd like for you guys to focus on new business and growth in the county. That's important. And remember, your jobs are to represent the citizens of this county. Engage in the community, put your face out there, and I'm glad to see a full house. And remember, you know, this is the future of Walker County. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Really good comments. I like it. Hello.
Hi, I'm Tina Gross. Happy New Year. Hopefully I don't get off track. First of all, I want to reflect on the 2024 Veterans Appreciation Banquet. And I'd really like to say it was so awesome to have our Board of Commissioners come out, honor, and represent our county, serve our veterans, honor our veterans. Mike Cameron as well. It was Gene Wilson's birthday, and he was the last person to finish cleaning up. Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful evening. We had upwards of 200 people, and this was, we had more elected officials there this year. Mr. Askew spoke for us. It was wonderful. Angie, thank you for attending. Brian helped me get it together. I mean, it is such a big deal for our elected officials in our county, in our community, to come out and fellowship with our local veterans. Next of all, I'm so excited about this. I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but the inmates at Walker State Prison designed, built, and constructed a Vietnam Veterans Wall. It is a living Vietnam Veterans Wall. It is true to size. It's a monster exhibit. Rolling Thunder has a huge enclosed trailer they've offered to transport it, and for the very first time, I am so honored that the warden, Miss Jeannie Casper, these inmates designed this demonstration under her supervision, built it, designed it, constructed it, and she is going to allow me to take it out of the prison. This is the first time this has ever happened. It's going to be February 21st and 22nd. Now, I think I told y'all, my name is Tina Gross, G-R-O-C-E, so you'll hit me up on Facebook. There'll be more information out there about the times and the dates and whatever, but I just want you all to be able to get in touch with me. If you forget the dates, it's going to be at the Rossville Gymnasium because the Civic Center is booked. I want you to tell everybody you know, and especially your Vietnam veteran friends, because you know, they were treated so poorly when they came back. And Vietnam, some of them haven't made it to Washington to see this wall. It's a big deal. It's a wonderful thing. We want it to be a packed house. It's going to be a drop-in, Friday 4 to 7, and Saturday 10 to 2, so you can just drop in as you wish. There'll be some drinks and some vendors if y'all get hungry. And the last thing I want to tell y'all about is there will be a Desert Storm Veteran Honor Night on the 28th, which is the week after the exhibit. The junior ROTC from Lafayette High School and the Lafayette American Legion is sponsoring that, and they are going to recognize and honor Desert Storm veterans. I believe Robert Wardlaw is going to be catering the dinner. I'm not positive about that, but there is going to be dinner. And I want to wrap it up. I figured I'd run out of time, but I really want to wrap it up with how cool is this, our first meeting of 2025, that people are getting up and talking about great things going on in Walker County rather than griping and complaining. And it tickles my heart. I want people from the outside, the inside. I want people out of state, wherever. I want them to watch our meetings and see what a beautiful county we have, what a great fruit stand we have. Lord, we have Pie Slingers and the Grindstone and the Airbnb Resort, and Jen and Don are growing Rock Spring. And I mean, we have so many wonderful things in our county and so many awesome veterans in our county. So I just want to tell you, I think we're getting off at a great start, and I just appreciate our county. Thank you.
All right, anybody else? Well, thank you all for those great comments. I really appreciate that. I do feel like we're off to a great start. So the next thing we have is unfinished business. This is Resolution R-04-24/R-001-25 to amend the Enabling Act of Walker County. This will change the number of required monthly meetings from 2 to 1. It will change the monthly meetings from 2 to 1. The action will not prohibit the board from holding additional called public meetings or work sessions. It will simply change the minimum number required per year. A motion is in order.
Can I speak on this?
You may.
I'd just like to, just to clarify, I had a couple of folks that I was able to talk to that called with concerns, and so I'd like to clarify one more time. And you did a great job. The Enabling Act has, when we got the Enabling Act, it called for 2 business meetings per month. And a lot of that was for the transition time, and then a lot of it is because we need 2 business meetings some months. But when you're bound by law to have the 2 meetings a month, we were having to turn around agendas, as Angie stated, in 48 to 72 hours. And as an example, she just talked about that her and Joe had 2 days to get this agenda together. Well, tomorrow we're not working, the county's not working because of the weather. You'd have Monday and Tuesday to get out an agenda Wednesday. And we really feel after sitting here for 4 years and working diligently to try to get the information out and try to make good decisions, that pushing and rushing is not the way to do it. Haste makes waste in my book. As far as the public comment, we're not taking anything away from the public comment. As a matter of fact, I would expect that most months you will see 2 meetings, or at least a meeting and a work session. Mm-hmm. And I would venture to say that in budget months and things like that, you may see 3 meetings. You may see even more than what you're accustomed to seeing. So I would just ask for everybody to bear with us, and here again, give the opportunity to let us show you why and what it's about. And if it's not conducive and it doesn't work, we can always, just with the same action, go back. But I really believe that when you see the open door at the chairman's office, and here again, as she stated, if you've got questions, call and talk to your district commissioners, and let's start it there and see if we can't rectify and work on some of these issues. And then if you got comments, you're always welcome to. So I just don't want people to think that it's taking anything away. It is actually giving us time to better get the facts, better prepare, and make better decisions. And that's why I support this action. And so I just wanted to try to get the clarity out, and that's all I have to say, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Askew. So I will ask again for a motion.
Motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Blakemore. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second made by Commissioner Askew. Is there any other discussion at this time?
Can I say something? I'm new. Everybody knows this is my first meeting, but when I went to class that's required by law to go to, I talked to a lot of commissioners. This county is probably one of the newer counties that have a board of commissioners. But talking with other counties, a lot of counties in the state of Georgia have one meeting and a work session. And Ms. Teams can tell you, I have asked to have work sessions because I knew I want to have open meetings to learn what we need to, I need the backup. I need the information that I'm learning about really fast. Yes, I do support the one meeting, but I have asked for work sessions so that we can get together and discuss before we have to take action. Because there's no action taken in a work session, so that way I can get my stuff, get my information. We can sit here and communicate and bring together ideas and try to work together to get that. So yes, I am in favor. Me and Ms. Teams had conversations about it, but I did communicate with other commissioners across the state of Georgia, and it does work in lot larger counties than ours. One meeting and a work session. So if you want to know, that is, I just want to state that because I talked to other people. I wanted to see what they had to say that had been a county with a board of commissioners a lot longer than Walker County, because this starts year 5.
It starts year 5. That's
yes.
correct.
So, and most counties, there's only, I think 8 counties left with sole commissioners in the state of Georgia. And some of them even have combination. Now, I learned a lot knowing that there's a lot different types of government in the state of Georgia.
Thank
So.
you. Anyone else? Okay. So we'll move to a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
Opposed.
We have 3 votes of aye and 1 vote as no. This does pass this amendment to the Enabling Act of Walker County. Thank y'all. Well, we'll carry on with more new business. Lots of fun things to do tonight. This one is an ordinance O-01-25 to amend Chapter 34, Utilities of the Code of Walker County to adopt the Broadband Ready Community Standards. This was what we talked about earlier in the meeting that was the public hearing. A motion is in order at this time.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Hart made a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Wilson made a motion to approve as a second. Is there any discussion on this item? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? No nays. The motion passes and is approved. Resolution R-002-25 to elect a vice chairman. This is something that the board does every year at this time. And I will have to open up to have someone make a motion on a nomination, please.
I'll make a motion to nominate Commissioner Askew.
Commissioner Askew is our current vice chair, so there is a motion on the floor to re-elect him as the vice chair. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so Commissioner Blakemore made the motion to elect Chairman Askew and Mr. Chairman Hart
Mr. Chair. Heavy on the mystery.
made a second. And are there any, well, let's see, is there any discussion? Sorry. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Then the motion passes to establish Chairman Askew as the vice chair, whatever.
Vice President? Wait a minute. No, thank you for the confidence, Board. I appreciate that, and I'll do the best to support our chair and do what we need to do.
Thank you. Thank you for being willing to do so. All right, continuing new business, Resolution R-003-25 to establish a meeting calendar for 2025. Again, this is something that the board does this time every year. I make the motion to set the board's regular meeting on the 2nd Thursday of each month. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thursday at a time.
6:30.
Okay.
Sorry, same place, same time, but just one meeting the 2nd Thursday of every month.
Ask a question.
I'm fixing to ask for discussion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Blakemore has given me a second. Now, is there discussion?
Would it be possible to go to 6 PM? I don't know if that's good without all the people.
So
I mean, 'cause
Commissioner,
some of them run late. If they run late, you do a little earlier.
I'm okay with it. I don't
So-
know if y'all are.
let me make sure we
Oh.
understand. Okay. So Commissioner Wilson has requested that we adjust the time to 6 PM from the 6:30, original 6:30 PM. Do we have discussion about that?
I'm okay if y'all are.
I'm okay with it. I think that's about as early, that's about as early as we should go to give people time, an opportunity to get here, but we all work as well, so I think that, I don't have a problem with it. Does that hurt, would that affect you in any negative way?
I think it'll be fine.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to have the board's regular meeting on the second Thursday of each month at 6 PM. Do I have a second?
Second?
Commissioner Askew has given me a second. All in favor say aye.
Discussion.
Oh, I thought we just did. So is there any further discussion?
I had another question.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
No,
I gotta
thank you.
look.
No, keep me.
So, I'm just wondering if we should do the fourth Thursday, because the planning and zoning meet on the third Thursday. So if we meet on the second Thursday, it's gonna be,
6 weeks before we hear anything from them.
in other words, we rule a lot on what planning is on, rezones and variances and stuff. So if
Would
they're,
it-
just take this month, for instance, they're meeting next week. So if we weren't meeting again till the
Oh,
13th of February, that would be 4 weeks before they had an answer on what they recommended to us.
if the board would allow me to ask our planning director, John Persley, to weigh in. John, would you mind to weigh in? Yes, sorry. That way everyone can hear what you have to say.
Christmas is usually right there.
Go ahead, John.
So, yeah, the second meeting would be ideal, but you are pushing to be able to approve rezones, conditional use, variances and whatnot. That would be pushed for 6 weeks roughly. I believe that's right. So it would only give you 1 week to prepare for it, because we do meet on the third week. So if you had it on the fourth week, that would only give you a week, but it definitely would streamline the process to get approvals. And so that would actually be ideal.
I do have concern about the research that goes into a lot of these
The 1 week
requests. Yeah.
time frame?
Yeah, so that's going to be the downfall for this board. It's only going to give you a week to prepare, where it'd give you, it's going to be 6 weeks. Am I
And
thinking
that's
of that
too
right?
long. I don't want to do that either. What does the first week, if we moved our meeting to the first week of every month?
That'll give 2 weeks, and you could still have a call meeting.
Then you have plenty of time for call meeting or more if we needed
Yeah.
it, so.
Right.
that might be-
That'd put you 2 weeks out, which is typical right now. It's uniform
Okay.
with what we're currently doing.
Is there any discussion about moving our meeting to the first Thursday of the month at 6 PM?
I think that would be good. That'd give us a 2-week gap between your meetings and ours.
Yeah, and also help us get our minutes out as well.
Okay.
One week would be kind of pushing it to get our minutes from the planning meeting out. So 2 weeks has been typical, so that's uniform with what we're currently doing. So
Okay, great.
that'd be good.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Percy.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Then you have 3
All
more
right.
weeks to have a work session or 2, or a call meeting that
Yep.
third week. You still have another week or possibly 2. I know the fourth Thursday they talked about, because it runs into Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Christmas
Yeah,
every
every
year,
year.
holiday, you miss a meeting and you don't get to make it up, so.
So let me restate my motion to the board to have our regular meeting on the first Thursday of each month at 6 PM. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Hart, give me a second. Do I have discussion? Is there a discussion about this any further? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All were in favor, so the motion made by Chairman Teams and seconded by Commissioner Hart to establish a meeting calendar is approved.
So our
Good
next meeting will
discussion.
be on 6 February.
That's right.
Okay. All right, very good.
Good discussion. All right, continuing new business, Resolution R-004-25 to appoint a county clerk. The county clerk is one of 3 positions appointed by the board. The clerk will keep an accurate record of the meeting minutes and serve as the records custodian for the county, among other duties, as may be assigned by the board. A potential applicant has been found and is for consideration by the board tonight. A motion to appoint, let me back up. I make the motion to appoint Lisa Richardson as county clerk. Do I have a second?
Second.
I got a second from Commissioner Wilson. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. All were in favor, so the motion made by Commissioner Teams and seconded by Commissioner Wilson to appoint a county clerk is approved. All right, more new business. Resolution R-005-25 to appoint a county attorney. This is one of the 3 positions that is appointed by the board.
So, before we start, we've used Gerard and Davis for 3 years now or so. I think it's our intent to continue to use them, but right now they're our secondary counsel. So I've talked with the chairman, and until a contract can be put in place for them to be our primary counsel, I recommend that we table this to February the 6th.
All right, Commissioner Hart has made the motion to table this item until our next regularly scheduled meeting on February the 6th. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Askew has made the second. Is there discussion on the item?
So are they still considered our secondary?
Yes, they are.
Covering us until the 6th then?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
We just got to get a
Good question.
contract in place.
that's right.
Good question.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? It was unanimous in favor of by Commissioner Hart making the first motion and the second made by Commissioner Askew to table the appointment of a county attorney until February meeting. So moved, so approved. All right, next new business, Resolution R-006-25 to amend the 2025 county holiday schedule. The county recognizes various state and federal holidays during the calendar year, and the county would like to include June 19th to commemorate the day in 1865 when Union soldiers reached Galveston, Texas, with the news of the end of the Civil War and the enslaved were freed. This, I think, fits well with Ms. Beverly's statements earlier about this year being so poignant for our history, our land's history. So I make the motion to amend the 2025 county holiday schedule to include June 19th. Do I have a second?
Second?
Commissioner Hart gave me a second. Are there any discussions that need to be had?
Well, I would like to thank Beverly Foster and her crew for all that they do for this in our county. We're lucky to have them here, and very fortunate to have you and all your helpers putting these events on in this county. So thank you.
They are fantastic. So Commissioner Hart gave me a second. No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? All were in favor, so the motion made by Chairman Teams and seconded by Commissioner Hart to amend the 2025 county holiday schedule is approved. Continuing new business further, Resolution R-007-25 to appoint a member of the Walker County Water and Sewage Authority. This is a statement from me. The chair of Walker County Board of Commissioners is afforded a position on the authority as chairman if the chair desires to serve. At this time, I, as chairwoman, do not desire to be the chair of the Water and Sewage Authority so that I may devote 100% of my time to county business. I do plan to take that position in June. So currently, the County Water and Sewage Authority has 2 vacant positions. I make the motion to reappoint Mr. Scott Abston to remain in his board seat, and I make the motion to appoint Mr. Courtney Johnson to fill the vacant seat. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Askew has given me a second. Are there any discussions needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All were in favor, so the motion made by Chairwoman Teams and a second by Commissioner Askew, reappoint Scott Abston and appoint Courtney Johnson as members of the Walker County Water and Sewage Authority is so approved. All right, more new business. Resolution R-008-25 to appoint a member of the Walker County Alcoholic Beverage Commission. We currently have an open position on the Alcoholic Beverage Commission following the expiration of Dean Kelly's term at the end of 2024. He's done a great job for the county and is willing to continue to serve. So we also have an open position that we want to make an appointment of Mr. Harold Hughes as the chair of the Alcoholic Beverage Commission. And one last appointment of Mr. Don Ritchie to serve 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027. Does anyone want to make a motion for these 3 appointments?
Yes, so moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Hart. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Blakemore. Is there any discussion at this time? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. All were in favor, so the motion made by Chairwoman Chairwoman Hart. Are you Chairwoman? All were in favor, so the motion made by Commissioner Hart and seconded by Commissioner Blakemore to appoint members to the Walker County Alcoholic Beverage Commission is approved. Thank you. Maybe I get some water at this point. Take a little break. Remember I said at the beginning, I thanked you ahead of time for your patience. Resolution R-009-25 to appoint a member of the Walker County Historic Preservation Commission. We currently have an open position on this Historic Preservation Commission following the expiration of Teresa Dorsey's term at the end of 2024. She's also done a great job for this commission and is willing to serve again. We will consider her to be reappointed. We are also considering to reappoint Mr. John Culpepper as chair of the Historic Preservation Commission for 2025. Do I have a motion to appoint these 2 people to the commission?
So moved.
Go ahead.
I'll take Commissioner Wilson's motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
And Commissioner Blakemore seconded. Is there any discussion on the item? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All were in favor, so the motion made by Commissioner Wilson and seconded by Commissioner Blakemore to appoint members Teresa Dorsey and John Culpepper to the Historic Preservation Commission is approved. All right. New business resolution R-010-25 to award a contract for historic resources survey. The county was awarded a $20,000 grant with a $13,333 match to conduct a historic resources survey. The survey is needed in order for the county to regain its certified local government status with the State Historic Preservation Office. This status is needed to be eligible for historic preservation grants. The county issued a request for proposal to conduct the survey and received 3 responses. The Historic Resources Committee has responded and recommends the county select Adura. The chair now recognizes Mr. John Culpepper, chairman of the Historic Preservation Commission, to provide some additional comments. Mr. Culpepper?
Just to bring an overview of where we stand on this, as you said, the years that the Historic Commission was inactive, we lost our certification as a local government. That's one of the first things on our agenda to try to get that back. The last historic survey in Walker County was 2009, so the requirement to regain that certification is an updated historic resource survey. We did receive the award of a $25,000 grant through Department of Community Affairs Historic Preservation Division. The area is going to be surveyed at the intersection of 136 and West Armuchee Road. You'll go east to the Walker County, Whitfield County line, south to the Walker County, Chattooga County line, back west to West Armurchie Road, then north back to 136. We're going to survey 197 structures. They must be 40 years older or older. So you receive the bids. Just a little information. We really put together a $33,300 project, and the low bid came in at $29,800. So we will actually get grant funds of $17,880 at 60%, and the local match will go to $11,922. So it reduces the match by $1,380. The 25% of the survey must be completed by February 15th. So we're ready to get moving on this. We've just been going around in circles for several years on this.
Well, we're happy to help you along with this project. It's going to be great for the south end of our county.
Sure.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Culpepper?
How often does one of those have to be done to keep your certification?
Well, I'm fixing to bring up that after this. I thought we could only apply for that grant every other year, but with the discussion, we tore it along the grants coordinator for Department of Community Affairs. We can put in applications for another grant this year and up the threshold to $25,000 in lieu of $20,000. Now, that don't mean you'll get the whole $25,000 if we get awarded. I've got the Northwest Georgia Regional Commission ready to work with the commission on the grant application. They did the one last year. Now, the problem is we got to have the application in by February 1. We can meet that deadline, no problem. So if the board has no objection, we will go to work on putting that together and submit to y'all the proper resolution to adopt with the matching funds. We need to keep moving on this. We got a big county, and what we're looking at is from West Armurchie west, and we'll do an area and figure out. Basically, we figured this. We researched how much per house does it charge at night, so we come to 197 houses. So if we up the grant, then we'll use that formula, and then that will lay out our area. And,
Would it not be West Armurchie East?
The one now is West Armurchie East to the
okay, I understand.
so we'll just pick up a West Armurchie and go
west.
West.
I understand, okay.
Of course, we don't touch any cities. This is all incorporated. The Historic Preservation Commission has no authority in any of our cities. They normally have their own Historic Preservation Commission. So, appreciate your time and appreciate you working with us. We gotta save this for the future. With our growth, we're gonna do something every day.
Thank you very much.
Motion to approve.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Blakemore. Let me ask you officially, is there a motion on the floor to approve the award for the contract for a historic resources survey by Adora?
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Blakemore has made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Wilson has made the second. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All were in favor, so a motion made by Commissioner Blakemore and a second by Commissioner Wilson to award the contract for a historic resources survey to Adora is approved. All right, moving on to more new business. Resolution R-011-25 to appoint trustees to the Walker County Pension Plan. The pension plan for employees of Walker County government was first established effective January 1st, 1973. In order to add or remove trustees who help with management of the fund, the resolution will appoint two new trustees, Mr. Carter Brown and Mr. Steve Rogers, Jr., who will replace Shannon Whitfield and Greg McConnell, effective January 1, 2025. I make the motion to appoint Mr. Carter Brown and Mr. Steve Rogers, Jr. as trustees to the Walker County Pension Plan. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Askew. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. All were in favor as the motion made by Chairwoman Teams and seconded by Commissioner Askew to appoint Carter Brown and Steve Rogers Jr. as trustees to the Walker County Pension Plan is approved. As we approved earlier, the item restatement of the pension plan for Walker County government has been removed. Thus, no discussion of this item will continue at this time. All right, we have gotten to the commissioner comments, so I will ask Commissioner Blakemore to begin.
Just appreciate everybody coming out and being involved. Most importantly, if we get the weather they're calling for and you don't have to get out, stay home. It is dangerous, it's not time to play, and it makes it really hard for first responders and road department crews to do their job. Thank you.
Commissioner Askew.
I want to welcome everybody into the new year. Hope everybody had a good holiday season with their families, and hope everybody's ready to get back to work. I know we are. I do appreciate first meeting of the year, having such a great crowd here to usher in our new chair and our new District 4 representative as well, and look forward to a really good year with a lot of good business, a lot of good work, and I do appreciate all the input. Say it every time. Helps us to do a better job to hear what people are thinking and give ideas and input. So thank you for your help, and that'll do it.
Commissioner Hart.
So I too would like to welcome Angie and Jean to the board. I see Angie's husband out there, so she may come in mad some nights, get used to it, I do that. But no, it takes a lot to step up and do something like y'all do, so appreciate y'all being here, I do. Yeah, you mentioned the weather, but also remember that when you're stuck at home and your power's out, somebody's out there cleaning off your road and fixing your power lines. It's easy to forget sometimes. My wife's the first one when the light flickers, she starts wanting to call the power company. So it's, it could get bad, just be patient. We got a lot of people working not only with the county, but with the power companies and the EMS people, the fire department, the ambulances, they're all gonna be out there working while we're at home snuggled up. So just remember them and be patient if it does get bad. And lastly, I'd like to say, if you're a member of the ag community, I know Mark knows him, but Sonny Scoggins passed away last week. And Sonny was a 92 years old, resident of Western Murch. He'd been farming over there his whole life, so he's deeply missed in the ag community in the county. He was a member on our Walker County Farm Bureau board, and he and his brother farmed a lot of acres, and he'll
be sorely missed.
He will be missed. He was a great farmer and a great community leader for that. For somebody in my district, so y'all just remember them in your prayers. Gene?
I'd like to say thanks to Mr. Culpepper and Mr. Pippin that are here. If anybody else is on the Historical Commission, they do a great job. They have really, I've learned more. I've lived in this county for 45 years, and I've learned a lot just listening to and watching the stuff they've done with the markers they put on and stuff I didn't even know about this county. But again, thank you to all our county employees, first responders, 911 dispatchers, all the people that are still working when y'all get to stay at home and just remember them. And as an electrician, if your power goes out, don't hook up generators unless you know what you're doing or you'll kill a lineman. So please watch out for them.
Thank you, gentlemen. I have prepared a statement, and I know I've read a lot tonight. I will get better at this, I promise. So thank you for your patience and understanding. So I'll read one more last thing to you. It has been a whirlwind since I stepped into this role of chairwoman last Thursday. I hit the ground running. All of the preparation I did in the many months before January has paid off by allowing me to have a strong, supportive staff in place. Strategies are already forming, and discussions with department heads are already happening. I have found, however, that we are not in the best shape on several levels, so much work will have to be put into those areas that have been pushed aside for almost a decade. I am thrilled about the exciting changes underway in our county, both in terms of our physical spaces and our collective energy. Looking ahead, I have plans to be in the community very often. This will allow for collaboration and communication to continue to grow. I am committed to setting the bar for open, effective dialogue. Please call my office. Drop by. We are there to help you. My door is open all the time. Regarding the weather, everybody's mentioned the weather. I held a meeting last Friday with our emergency response teams to gauge our readiness. Little did we know that just 1 week later, we'd actually be ready to respond. Our public works crew and emergency services teams are on the standby to respond when the weather hits. We really appreciate them going out in the harsh conditions while the community waits out the storm in their warm homes. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you all for the ones that are watching on television. Your support to our local government means the world to us. So I'll say good night and safe travels. Is there a necessary reason for executive session? Well, with that, I will call our meeting adjourned. Thank y'all.